Let me show you something that I find interesting, that I don't see other people discussing. We hear a lot of conspiracies about the COVID-19 vaccine. But what about the consequences on human health of contracting a virus from a bat? We rarely hear about the actual physical and mental consequences of COVID itself, which is odd when you consider that we are universally aware of the dangers of being bitten by a wild rat or bat. So it may come as a surprise to you that there is evidence for potential psychological and neurological effects of the virus itself. Take a look at this paper. Researchers describe a patient who developed severe psychotic symptoms shortly after COVID infection, including hallucinations, hyper-religious beliefs, and apocalyptic delusions. It presents a detailed case study of a 34-year-old woman with no prior psychiatric history who developed severe psychotic symptoms shortly after contracting COVID-19. And although she received antipsychotic and antidepressant treatment, her recovery was incomplete, her symptoms reoccurred, and she had to be readmitted. The patient stated repeatedly that she didn't have a psychiatric illness, didn't need medication, and just needed to see a Christian counsellor. The study authors place this case within a broader context of emerging research which suggests that COVID may contribute to neuropsychiatric complications. And we don't fully understand everything it's doing to our bodies, but researchers highlight the following mechanisms, ranging from viral infiltration of the central nervous system to changes in gut microbes. Now, many reported cases of COVID-related psychosis have been resolved, and this case differs in its persistence and severity, but I think it's interesting that this side of the infection doesn't make headlines or hit conspiracy networks the same way that worrying about vaccines does. Now, in the case of COVID, I'd be cautious in linking these trends only to the infection, because behavior during and post-pandemic has also been influenced by other factors, including social disruption, isolation, stress, and economic instability. But I also wouldn't be surprised if further research builds on this idea, because I'm gesturing widely. There have been changes in behaviour and belief systems during and after the pandemic period, including increased anxiety, conspiracy thinking, and in some cases intensified religious or ideological framing. The infection is fundamentally a vascular disease that frequently causes prolonged inflammation of the blood vessel linings, microclots, and an elevated risk of cardiovascular events even long after the initial respiratory symptoms fade. Also, millions of people suffer from post-infection long COVID, which is driven by neuroinflammation, among other factors. So we should expect there to be long-lasting consequences. After all, we are talking about a pathogen that has claimed over 7 million confirmed lives. I caught COVID multiple times before the vaccine was developed, and my primary concern lies with the lingering long-term effects of the virus itself, rather than a vaccine which I know was developed under strict, rigorous scientific standards. And this paper is from 2023, so there's still a lot more to learn about the biological footprint of the virus and the full long-term impact, which we are only beginning to understand. Something to think about. Keep asking questions and never stop learning.